Field forming up on the back straightaway. Time to get things underway here for the drivers in USF Pro 2000 and the Freedom 90. The event, of course, was scrapped last night with the rain that we had. Back here for an afternoon run on what is now a cloud-covered Saturday. Field set, getting rolling to roll, and we're at it. Green, green, green. And a great start for Eves as he'll go to the top side of the racetrack and try to stretch away early. Johnson right there as well, side by side of the two turn 3 cars in third and fourth. Here goes Jace Denmark thinking about the bottom of the racetrack early. Cold tires though, Eves is on top. He's going to get a big run out of turn number 4. Both those drivers stretching away. Eves holds the spot here. So Braden Eves leading. An early challenge in turn 3 for Jace Denmark, but Eves has a great race car here this weekend. Exclusive Autosport have won the last 2 races here in USF Pro 2000 with Salvador de Alba and Louis Foster. Both those drivers have moved on into the Indy Next Series. You see the scholarship colors of Simon Sykes there in the bottom part of the racetrack as well. Eves with a big lead here early. How does he handle this? Does he just go out and try to put people down laps because he's so quick? You got to think about the way this car is going to be, the heavy steering. Opening lap, Eves is the leader. Denmark goes second. Lucky Hughes third. Bryce Aaron fourth. Danny Dashelski in 5th spot. Matt Clark 6th. Ethan Ho falls back to 7th. Nikita Johnson 8th. Simon Sykes 9th. And Francesco Pizzi 10th. Matt Clark right there in the number 7. Able to get by Danny Dashelski, I believe. So move Matt Clark up a spot. He knows how to get around this oval. He stood on top of the box here last year as the winner of the Freedom 75 and USF 2000. So again, Matt Clark looking for it. Again, we'll give a shout out to everybody watching on the USF Pro Championships YouTube channel. Hope you're enjoying it. Chat looks to be vibrant today. Braden Eves is checking out, folks. He is long gone. But this could be a battle here. This is Matt Clark looking to try to roll up on Bryce Aaron. And again, really cool to see Bryce come out here. Full-time driver in the Indy Next Series. Did a lot of racing overseas. But as we talked about with Juven, 4 of the last 5 races on the Indy Next schedule are ovals. And Bryce has never run an oval before. Iowa Speed will be the first one up. So a great opportunity for him to get here, run with TJ Speed, get a feel for what it's like to run an oval before he goes to Iowa. So I think the experience gained here for Bryce is going to be great. He's got good speed as well. So everybody's settling in here now. Matt Clark continues to go to work. This is Simon Sykes. Sykes battling it out right now with Frankie Mossman. I think Mossman was able to get by. So Frankie Mossman able to get a spot. He makes a move by. That, I believe, is for 10th. Yeah, move Frankie Mossman up into 10th position. Started 12th. +2 already. Mossman moving. Braden Eves, so flat checking out up front. He has got a massive lead already. And this is when you can kind of settle in a little bit. We talked about it with Juven in the USF 2000 race. What do? Do you back up a little bit, take care of the tires, knowing it's going to be a rough run? They've done a great job with that car. It's been a hot rod for sure. Picking up this other battle here a little further back. That's Ethan Ho. Currently running, I believe Ethan is in the 7th spot. That's Nikita Johnson behind him. So that really, there is the scrap right now for 7th position. Nikita's going to go to the bottom side of the track. That clean air on the bottom. We saw Tanner DeFabus really leverage the bottom when he was able to get by Nicholas Giaffoni in USF 2000. He's to the bottom right now. Ethan's going to hold that top side. The thing about the top side is it's a lot easier on the tires. You get a better run. You're normally on the throttle earlier because you don't have so much wheel in it. You don't have that thing really cranked down. Nikita holding the bottom. Laps clicking away. They'll put, I think, lap 15 when Braden Eves get back around. Johnson continues to try to go to the bottom there. Trying to get by Ethan Ho for P7. You know, we talked about this in the Oval Clinic with these young drivers here on Thursday morning. When we had Brian Herta, Charlie Kimball, and R.C. Enerson sit down with them and really go over a lot of the intricacies of oval racing. And it was the fact that sometimes passes take 4 or 5 laps to get done. When you're on the bottom, when you're trying to get it to stick, you're not quite clear. Sometimes, obviously, the best opportunity to make an overtake is when you get up to that lap traffic and you're able to pick someone, you know, make that classic pick move. You hold the driver up top, get him in the dirty air, and you're running the bottom. Right now, early though, not a lot of that happening. So Braden Eves has almost a quarter track lead. There he is there. Braden is flying right now here in the exclusive Autosport Corpay machine. Closing up now, I believe, on Tyke Durst. You see, yeah, you see him go down a bit to the bottom. You know, there's going to be some dirty air up top. But again, you don't want to go to the bottom too much to burn those tires up. We know the tires are going to be potentially a question mark near the end of the race here, as well as driver fitness. You see Eves rolled up nicely on Durst. But again, you don't want to lose the front end of that car, that dirty air. See if he's able to make a run here. Out of turn number 4. Or yeah, out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Tucks back to the bottom. Durst is going to run the high side. First time Braden's really had to deal with any kind of turbulent air or any deviation from the racing line that he had. He's now clear. He'll drive it back up to the top, so he gets by Tyke Durst. 20 laps down. Still 70 to go. We know a 90 lapper for these drivers. It's tough. Eves looks good out front. You got to wait for the next driver, which is Jace Denmark. Denmark's got a second on Lockie Hughes himself as well. There's a great scrap there as well. Let's pick up that one. That's Danny Dashelski trying to get by Aaron. Bryce Aaron's up to 4th, and Danny Dashelski, just 15 years of age. Splits his time both running here in USF Pro 2000 and does a lot of radical racing as well. He's done some sports car racing recently. Oh, you see that? It's not big for us watching it. Massive inside the car. A bit of a moment there for Dashelski as he had to get some correction going mid-corner. And that's losing the air off the front of the car. Just the one caution, as we said in the USF 2000 race, after Ayrton Hauk lost the rear end of his DC Autosport machine rolling out of turn number 2. Max Taylor got caught up in that as well. There's the 77 of Ascoto battling it out with Francesco Pizzi. He goes to the bottom of the racetrack, and guess who else is coming? Fast Frankie Mossman in the Jay Howard car. He's now up on Pizzi. He's going to go to the bottom. Pizzi's going to run that midline. Defensive midline run, and that's not, look at this. Look at everybody else that's coming up here. Wow. Pizzi's going to be the guy that's holding everybody up, because here comes Mossman, Sykes, Garcia-Arce. There's Sykes to the high side there in that scholarship livery. He gets a huge run on Mossman, and Mossman getting checked up by Pizzi has allowed Simon Sykes to go to the bottom. Side by side out of turn number 4. I talked about the pick move. You may not get the full pick, but it's more keeping Mossman up in the dirty air. Pizzi running big time defensive line in the middle. That's why it's stacking everybody else up behind him. The 74 of Baptiste, Garcia-Arce there as well. This time Mossman's going to go to the high. They're all probably going to go try to roll around the high side on Pizzi. Does Sykes get a better run? He does. So Mossman finally going to the high side. Beautiful adjustment there. I mentioned that early, right, in the keys to the race. You've got to be ready to adapt, and that was a fantastic adjustment. We saw Pizzi run in the midline, not the low line, not the high line. finally Mossman able to get around. He's flat checked out as well. So has Simon Sykes. So Pizzi's in trouble here right now. It is not a great hot rod. He's in fact got his teammate Liam Skeets coming up here as well. I think that's Braden Eves coming through to put them a lap down. Indeed he has. So Eves is starting to put guys a lap down here. That is a hot rod for Exclusive Autosport. They're looking to get their third straight Freedom 90. Eves isn't going to be pleased with this. Because again, more mid-lining as Skeets is going to go back down the inside of the leader. This is not what Braden Eves wants. He doesn't want to be battling around a couple of guys that could be having some trouble. Big run around the top. That's a better run for Eves. The two TJ Speed cars currently running in 14th and 15th. Skeets now trying to go to the bottom. Pizzi doesn't want to give it up. You wonder if you'll get some team orders or not here because Skeets is in the championship fight. Remember, he's currently running in 4th in the points. Hunter Yaney's not here this weekend. Skeets got an opportunity to potentially, well, he will move up into at least 3rd. He needs a better run. He's back down in 15th right now. Hughes is 3rd. 31 laps down. There's Christian Brooks there. Brooks is in the middle of the fight as well. That's Nicholas Montiero right there. Hasn't been a good day here for Christian Brooks, back now in the 15th spot. Yeah, driver slowing down the back straightaway, and I think that may be Pizzi. I think Francesco Pizzi may be electing to park this car as he goes down to the pit lane, back part of the racetrack. Braden Eves lead now 2.5 seconds over Jace Denmark. He got caught up a little bit there in the lap traffic. Oh, what a battle here in the front straightaway as well. Let's see if we can pick that up into turn 1 and 2. Mossman still going at it. This is a good fight. The Mossman-Sykes-Baptiste battle is going to be a good one here. Here they come down into turn number 3. Mossman was able to get back around. This is some good racing here. Sykes to the bottom. They were side by side again coming out of 4, a lap ago. Sykes back to the bottom again, trying to get it to stick. Again, the fight for 10th. Eves leads, Denmark 2nd, Hughes 3rd, Bryce Aaron 4th, Dashelski 5th, Ho 6th, Matt Clark 7th, Nikita Johnson 8th, Ricardo Escoto 9th, and Frankie Mossman 10th. 35 laps down. 55 still to go in the Freedom 90. Capping off the only oval event for both USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000 here in 2024. Simon Sykes was able to get by Mossman, and now it's Baptiste, Nicholas Baptiste from Colombia. His first oval race. Yuvan Sundermurthy we had in the booth, spotting for him right now. He's trying to see if he can't finish this off. Sykes is up the road. He's into 10th. Sykes will now look to see if he can't close up on Ricardo Escoto, but he's well up the order as well. So Braden Eves now closing up on this group. Eves trying to put 12th and 11th down a lap. Mossman gives him the room. Jace Denmark continues to chase. Again down to the bottom for Eves. He's going to get by Baptiste. He'll look up the road now to Simon Sykes. Again, we're going to start talking about the physicality of these cars here pretty soon and the high grip levels of the Continental tires that allowed us to break track records here this weekend. The only track record that didn't get broken was the outright single lap pace in USF 2000. That's still from the year 2000 for Aaron Justice. Again, picking up the car there, Christian Brooks, and behind him, Nicholas Montiero, and then I believe Tyke Durst. Actually, that might be Dashelski coming through. That's Danny Dashelski, I believe, coming through. Yeah, he's trying to put these guys down a lap as well. Dashelski working his way through lap traffic. Danny Dashelski running in 4th, rather. Good drive for Danny. He's 15 years of age. Over 3 seconds now, the lead for Braden Eves. There he is. He's just got by Simon Sykes, so he's lapped his way up to 10th. Down the back chute for Eves. Braden Eves needs a big finish. This is the guy that won the USF 2000 championship a number of years ago. Had a really bad wreck, as we most of us remember, at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway 2020. Got upside down. He has had a rough start to the season for sure. Decent, actually a solid St. Pete. 5th in the opening round, 8th in the second round. NOLA was rough. 12th, 16th, and 16th. 18th in the opening round at IMS. Came back to 4th in race number 2 and then 11th in race number 3. This would be huge for him in terms of the points. Could vault him up very likely into the top 7. Potentially bring a championship discussion back for Braden Eves. Exclusive Autosport won the USF Pro 2000 title 2 years ago with Louis Foster. That driver now definitely in a championship fight in Indy next. Eves has been on this racetrack before and is performing flawlessly. 4 seconds now over Jace Denmark. Denmark's got open track, having gotten by the number 74 of Nicolas Baptiste. Again, handling the lap traffic. I mentioned that as one of my keys to the race is you have to handle it correctly. You've got to get by them quickly. There's Jace Denmark, currently P2 in the Pabst Racing Machine. Jace, another driver looking for a big finish, currently 6th place in points, 2 podiums, a couple of 3rd place runs. So a 3rd podium would be big for him. Yellow flag flying, and we have a driver in the wall in turn 4. Driver is compact. That is Ethan Ho, we believe, in the wall in turn number 4. Right front damage. And another driver in the wall up in turn number 3 as well. That's Nikita Johnson, I think. So Nikita Johnson, they were battling, I believe, for position. Johnson in the wall up in turn number 3, and Ho a little further down the road. AMR IndyCar safety team getting Nikita Johnson right now. Ethan Ho climbing out. Great to see. Right front and potentially left rear damage. Lost a rear wing. Our replay not working here this weekend, so we're not able to go back and check that out to see what happened. But yellow flag coming here on lap number 46. So this could be a good opportunity for a lot of these drivers to kind of rest those arms a little bit, because as we know, it was tough. 4-second lead going by the wayside for Braden Eves, but he'll take, I think everybody will take the break here. And that is there is Nikita Johnson walking away. That is, again, great news. You see the wing there, the rear wing of Ho. And you wonder whether or not Ethan may have lost the rear and potentially nowhere to go for Nikita. Got pinned up into the wall. Again, I didn't have a chance to see it. Yellow flag flying here, though. We're going to turn some caution flag laps. Simon Sykes rolling down into pit lane. I don't know why he rolled into pit lane. He's currently 8th. Maybe he thought that they were going to go that way. I'm going to pick this up here as they come through. You see they're coming through the crash site there. Drivers on the bottom part of the racetrack. Oh, no. Sykes coming into pit lane. They're looking at the car like there may be something wrong with the machine of Simon Sykes here right now. Not quite sure what it is. That's tough for him. He was up to 8th position. Simon running 7th place in points, coming off that huge victory in the back end of the triple header at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The crew going to work, trying to find out what's going on here with him. So let's reset you then. Braden Eves is the leader. Second spot is Jace Denmark. Third, Lockie Hughes. Fourth, Danny Jaschelski. Fifth, Bryce Aaron. Sixth, Matt Clark. Seventh, Ricardo Escoto. Simon Sykes was 8th, but he's going to fall now down the field. So that's going to move Nicolas Baptiste up to 8th, Frankie Mossman to 9th, and George Garcia-Arce up into 10th. How about Nicholas Baptiste, folks? He started in 17th position. The Colombian now up into 8th. He has done a tremendous job here. What a drive for Baptiste. Very impressive. But as I had said, a lot of the talk yesterday in the paddock was the massive grip levels, the G-load on the tires, and, of course, on the drivers, the physicality of really having to turn that wheel to the point where it's almost ready to jerk itself out of your hands. This is actually going to be a nice little break. Matt Clark coming into pit lane as well. Clark in and out of pit lane. I don't know that he lost a lap at all. So Matt Clark pits from P7. Now, one thing is, I won't drop. Well, Sykes is still in pit lane. I was going to say that a lot of these guys have already gone down a lap. I think there's only 7 cars still on the lead lap. And I think Clark's still being one of them, even though he came into pit lane very, very briefly. We did have, in that extended run we have, is you have a good look at the car there. Quite a bit of damage to the machine of Ethan Ho, who was having a good run. Yeah, I think we have 7 drivers on the lead lap right now. Eves, Denmark, Hughes, Deschelsky, Aaron, Escoto, and Clark on the lead lap. Baptiste in 8th, Mossman 9th, Garciarce 10th, Skeets 11th, Brooks in 12th, Montiero 13th, and Durst 15th. 1 lap down. Simon Sykes is actually climbing out of the car. Oh, Simon Sykes coming off the win in Indianapolis has climbed out of the Pabst Racing Machine. That will be it for him. He's going to finish in 15th. Ethan Ho 16th, Nikita Johnson, Francesco Pizzi, and Tyke Durst out of this race. 14 drivers. No, Tyke Durst is still on track. Sorry, I'm looking at live timing. They actually have Tyke on there at the very tail as well. Tyke's still on track. And just a lap down. Good. I wanted him to get the experience. That's awesome. So 53 laps down. Still work getting cleaned up, so we're going to get a couple more laps. This is going to be a nice rest for the drivers here who have been on the throttle, wearing out that upper body. Braden Eves continues to lead, as we know, in the number 92 exclusive Autosport, the Corpay car. Denmark running in second. Got a good job working his way through the lap traffic. So Matt Clark back out onto the track. Last driver on the lead lap with 54 laps in, so he is 7th for Matt Clark. Tail of the field, though, having come into pit lane. Safety vehicle still on the racetrack, so we're going to get at least one more lap around, maybe more. Track sweeper getting up there to clean up any debris as well. 73 degrees here trackside. A little cooler than it was during Thursday and Friday. Great to see you folks hanging out with us here on a Saturday afternoon. Get a chance to see the Hoosier 100, Midget Show, and of course a couple of races here in the USF Pro Championships presented by Continental Tire. So again, folks, we take the opportunity just to let everybody know that all the USF Pro Championship entries on track right now are carrying a decal to acknowledge the Indiana University Melvin and Bren Simon Comprehensive Cancer Center and the outstanding work that they do. This is a central hub for cancer research and education across Indiana University, and over the last 3 decades, their far-reaching discoveries have changed the way cancer is treated around the world with accelerated life-saving cancer research. So again, fantastic to be able to support the Indiana University Melvin and Bren Simon Comprehensive Cancer Center. We're going to go green flag racing when we get back around. It'll be lap 57 of 90. 33 laps to go. Pace car into the pit lane. Into the hands of Braden Eves. Jace Denmark right there, as is Lucky Hughes, but there is a lap car between. Punch off for Eves, and away we go. Jace Denmark thinks about the bottom part of the racetrack, but a top line for Eves works. We're 2x2 a couple of ways back. Lucky Hughes going to go to the bottom of the lap car that was there, P3. Another dive to the bottom here for Jace Denmark. Eves will hold it coming out. Denmark close though on the bottom. We got ourselves a challenge for the lead. Jace Denmark trying to work after Braden Eves, still on the top side. Eve gets a better run. Denmark right there. Eves will come across a little bit, I think, to take some of the air off there. Again, top side. Braden Eves has made it work. Couple of veteran drivers here through USF 2000 and USF Pro. Eves is going to try to see if he can't stretch away like he has. Denmark keeping it down to the bottom. Both drivers looking for their first win of the 2024 season. Denmark again down to the bottom of the racetrack. Lucky Hughes currently runs in third. Denmark doing a good job down the bottom. Eves continues to use the top. You wonder what that's going to do to the tires as well. He's got to hold him down there. So tough. Update from pit lane, the issue for Simon Sykes. Potentially something hitting the radiator. So the temps soared. Radiator damage for Simon Sykes after a really good run. Braden Eves continues to run that clean top line. Denmark right with him. Keeps going to the bottom. Tires back up to temperature again. Eves trying to stretch away, but he has not been able to do it. Jace Denmark right there. Eves looks so good in that top line. See if he can't pull away a little bit more. It's Denmark having to go to the bottom to make it work, and that's, of course, going to stress those tires out. Lucky Hughes all by himself now in third. Fourth and fifth, Danny Jashelski. I think he's battling it out here right now with Frankie Mossman, but Mossman's a lap back. So Frankie Mossman a lap back. Bryce Aaron runs fifth. Escoto sixth, Clark seventh. Again, those are your lead lap drivers. Braden Eves able to fend off the early challenges from Jace Denmark, who is now slotted back into second. 26 laps to go. And I think that midway point yellow helped a lot of these drivers. Here's the fight further back with Christian Brooks and Nicholas Montiero. Montiero on the bottom side, Christian Brooks up top. Similar to what we saw with Eves and Denmark. Brooks trying to hold that top side. Again, that is the fight right now for 12th and 13th. Montiero able to clean him to the bottom. So Nicholas Montiero, the D-Force driver. No, that's actually the 7 of Matt Clark. Pardon me. Montiero's still running there right behind Brooks, but that is actually Clark working his way through. I just picked up the D-Force car and figured it was Montiero, but no, it's Clark coming through. For Clark to get a spot, he'd need to get all the way back up to Escoto. That's a fight between George Garcia-Arce, the D-Force driver, and Liam Skeets, trying to get himself into the top 10. Liam currently 11th spot, started 15th. Top 10, I think, would be good for Liam. You'll take it, especially with the point leader, Nikita Johnson, was involved in that incident with Ethan Ho. So the points are going to fall. And again, remember, points and a half for this race as well. So Lucky Hughes trying to find some to get back up. Liam Skeets, Jace Denmark. This will be big for Braden Eves as well. Really impressive run for Nicolas Baptiste. That's actually, I think, for position. Both these drivers are a lap back, Baptiste and Mossman. I believe that's Bryce Aaron going by, yeah. So there's Bryce, the TJ Speed car. He's a lap up on them. He's P5. 20 laps remain. It's a 0.8 of a second lead right now for Braden Eves. Top 3 drivers running clean and green out front. Eves, Denmark, and Hughes. That's Bryce Aaron. And what a great weekend it's been for Bryce. Again, coming in here to try to get some oval experience before heading to Iowa Speedway. A full season driver for Andretti Global in Indy next, and he has really been strong. Qualifying effort, first lap wasn't perfect, second lap was a lot better, but good speed outright. To be able to start where he did outside of row number 3, now running P5. It's just been there was obviously a goal. There was obviously a game plan for Bryce. Get here, experience, learn, get a feel for it, and he's checked off all the boxes right now. I think this has been a great run for Bryce Aaron. He'll be very pleased. Podium would have been nice for sure, although we're not said and done yet. He and Danny Dashelski would have to reel in Lockie Hughes. I don't think that's happening. They're rolling. Dashelski's getting close, though. Hughes and Dashelski, yep, there they are there. That's Hughes to the left. Dashelski coming from the back. Dashelski 12th in points. A 4th place finish is going to help move him up into the top 10. He's not done, though. There's Lockie Hughes. Won the opening round at St. Petersburg. Had a rough go of it at NOLA. And then came back with 3 straight podiums at Indianapolis on the road course. This will be huge for Lockie. Australian driver, now living here in Indianapolis. Tremendous talent. Won a bunch of races last year in USF 2000. Battled Simon Sykes for majority of the season for the title. Moving over to Turn 3 Motorsports. Peter and Mandy Dempsey's program here for 2024 and has been very impressive as a rookie here in USF Pro. There's Denmark. The chase continues. Eves up the road. 1.3 second now the lead for Braden Eves and for Exclusive Autosport, trying to win their 3rd straight Freedom 90. 2 years ago, you go back to Louis Foster. Last year, Salvador de Alba. Trying to do it again. Denmark keeps pushing. 1.2 seconds the gap. Denmark about a 10th quicker last time by. I think E is probably managing things now. We know how physically difficult it is for these drivers in these last couple laps. It'll be 11 laps to go. Brooks and Monteiro continue to battle as they work up into turn 1. They're side by side for the majority of the last lap. There's Danny Dashelski, just 15 years of age, and he's been impressive this year as well. Although he's back in 12th in points, he's had some good runs. They've been balanced off by DNFs and bad runs. He was 3rd in the second race at St. Petersburg, got a top 5 4th at NOLA, 7th in a race at Indianapolis. He's just been balancing those off with finishes where he's had DNFs or incidents. The pace is there for Dashelski, for sure. He'll be impressive when he comes back here as a second-year driver in 2025. I'll tell you this, Lockie Hughes I don't think is done with Jace Denmark either. Even though the laps are winding down, 9 more to go here in the Freedom 90. Lockie Hughes is closing up on Jace Denmark. All of these drivers, with Nikita Johnson having DNF, with an opportunity to make huge gains in the championship. Lockie running in 3rd. Look at the points here. That's 33 points. I don't think it won't be enough for him to take over the point lead, but he's going to definitely get close. I think Ricardo Escoto is in the pit lane. An issue for the 77 has come to pit lane, and he's going back out onto the racetrack. So Escoto had to come to the pits. Not sure why. That is going to drop him down the order to 14th. That moves Matt Clark up to 6th. Remember, he was at the tail of the lead lap. So Clark goes back to P6. 6 to go. Where is Braden Eves now? Coming out of turn number 4. Tyke Durst is in front of him. Laps clicking away. There's Eves there. Tyke Durst doing a great job, though. Didn't get a chance to get as much lap time as he wanted. Didn't get a chance to qualify. He's banking good experience here for Tyke. Currently running 13th. Staying out of trouble. Exactly what you want a young driver to do when you're learning here on the oval. Eves getting that, half lane down to try to get a little bit of air on the front wing. You don't want to get too much turbulent air. He knows he's quicker. Got a big battle in front of him as well between Garcia-Arce, Brooks, and Monteiro for 10th, 11th, and 12th. Laps are winding down enough that I don't think Eves is going to have to worry about it. He's side by side coming and getting by Durst. It'll be 2 to go next time by. 87 laps in the books. He is closing up on that battle in front of him, but they're no longer side by side. Denmarkin's going to push all the way to the end because he knows there's lap traffic coming. Eves still holding on to the top side here. He set the outright track record here at IRP. No one's gone faster around this racetrack than Braden Eves. White flag will fly this time by. Denmark's going to try to get to the bottom of Durst. He's got to watch out for the 44 of Hughes as well. He'll go to the bottom. That can't quite get it done. Hughes is going to get a big run here down the back straightaway. When it comes to teams, folks, we call this back-to-back-to-back jacks. Exclusive Autosport will win again in the Freedom 90, and Braden Eves back to victory lane. What a drive for Braden Eves. Flawless winning today. Excellent run for Jace Denmark. Pushed hard on the restart, not quite enough. Lockie Hughes was pushing at the end as well. A race win like this, folks, can turn things around, and it's been a tough season for Braden Eves. 45 points, a huge race win. And he'll be a happy camper down in pit lane for sure. Big championship implications with the DNF for Nikita Johnson. The incident in turn 3 and 4 with he and Ethan Ho. That blows things wide open and closes everybody back up. We'll have Eves, Denmark, and Hughes, 3 different teams as well. Exclusive Paps in turn 3 on the podium. You're going to see a happy guy here. Although maybe muted, I'm not sure. We'll see a full-on explosion of emotion for Braden Eves. He's usually a pretty focused guy. Didn't get a chance to be in a car last year. Back with Exclusive Autosport here. He's going to go up on the front. Hey, I wonder how tired he is. We talked about how tough it is. And he is pumped. Yeah, folks, round of applause for him for sure. Braden Eves, huge. We'll signal to the crowd. He needed that so badly. And there is John Hayes, his engineer as well. We talk a lot about the connection between the drivers and the engineers. It's so crucial. The engineers have to trust the drivers and vice versa. And again, Exclusive Autosport, folks, back-to-back-to-back wins. 3 straight victories here in the Freedom 90 for Exclusive. That's big. Braden having a quick chat with his mechanic Danny as well. A lot of trust in that program, but great for Braden to get himself back to victory lane. Well-deserved. Awesome run for Jace Denmark. On that restart, he laid it all out. He essentially tried everything he had. Bottom line, they were side by side a couple of times. Eventually, with Eves just running that top line, he was fine. He was able to hold that spot. Jace did the best he could. And in the end, in fact, getting chased down a little bit by Lockie Hughes, the Australian in the 44 for turn 3. A couple more laps. I think Lockie might have been able to challenge. But up the road, it was Braden Eves with a big win. Can't talk about how crucial that is, again, for a young driver. Big victories we talked about as well for Tanner DeFabis in USF 2000. Braden Eves, although he does come from Ohio, now living here in Indianapolis as well. So many drivers, as we know, young drivers, moving to Indianapolis to be part of the racing capital of the world. Again, getting things dialed in for Victory Lane here. We'll have our celebrations to wrap things up. Again, those of you tuned in to follow the broadcast here on the USF Pro Championships YouTube channel, we're thrilled that you were with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get a chance to let these drivers do some celebrations here. We hoped it was going to be last night, but we'll take it here today. Great runs for all these drivers. And again, we talked about early the issues potentially for the physical side of this, whether drivers are going to kind of fall out of the seat a little bit. Kudos to every one of these drivers who made it through. I guarantee that they are absolutely exhausted right now. So shout out to them for being able to make it here. Only the one incident midway through. Drivers get a chance to chat with each other down there a little bit. I always like that, the post-race. Debrief a little bit of how things happen. Braden Eves, tremendous. 6 drivers finishing on the lead lap. Eves, Denmark, Lockie Hughes. Behind them, Danny Jashelski ends up in 4th. Bryce Aaron in 5th spot. 6th was Matt Clark. 7th was Nicholas Baptiste. 8th was Frankie Mossman. Liam Skeets up into the top 10 from deep in the field. Congratulations to Liam. Excellent job for Liam. And George Garcia-Arce rounding out the top 10. It was a good battle for the drivers in the top 10 there. It was Garcia-Arce, Brooks, and Montiero all scrapping out for that final spot inside the top 10. But again, this will shake things up in the points, as I said, with the DNF for Nikita Johnson, tightening things up big time, heading to Road America in just 2 weeks. Looking forward to getting into America's National Park of Speed. Hope those of you who have been trackside with us here enjoyed some great racing. Folks, we're set to go down in Victory Lane right now. Let's get to it. Strong run, folks, finishing in 3rd spot today for Turn 3 Motorsports, Lucky Hughes. Big pressure on the restart. Not quite enough, but he put the pressure on. Coming home second for Pabst Racing, Jace, Denmark. And to finish the celebration, Exclusive Autosport, 3 straight victories here in the Freedom 90. He is back in P1. Put your hands together for the winner of the Freedom 90, Braden Eves. I'll tell you this, folks, I talked a lot about the USF Pro 2000 record book and what they've done. 6 of the last champions, 2 of them currently in Indy next. And the other 4 will be racing in the Indianapolis 500 on Sunday or Monday, whenever it happens. Talk about Renus VK, Kyle Kirkwood, Stingray Robb, Christian Rasmussen. We've got Louis Foster and Miles Rowe in Indy next. The 3 drivers you're seeing right now, you will see them in IndyCar. That's what this program's all about. Boys, get that champagne, grab it, grip it, and rip it. That's the celebration beginning for the champagne time. Going after Eves. And what a race that was. Capping off what was the Carb Night Classic. We can call it, the afternoon before the 500. Great way to finish things off here at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. Obviously, huge congratulations to Braden Eves as he comes away with a well-deserved victory, a much-needed one for sure for Braden Eves. Fantastic drive for him. Great runs for Jace Denmark and Lockie Hughes. And, of course, congratulations to Tanner DeFabus earlier, winning the Freedom 75 for USF 2000. Folks, thank you so much for being here trackside. We appreciate it. Shout out to all those of you tuning in from around the country and around the world. Thank you so much, folks. We appreciate it. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, and, of course, everybody here at IRP, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.